Hello everyone. Welcome to another Q&A session. I just got my face lasered. It hurts a lot and it's a little red and you can probably see that. But anyway, let's talk. So, today we're answering Catherine's question of how has my fitness focus changed, or has it? And the answer is yes, it has, for multiple reasons. The first of which is actually nothing to do with my transition and everything to do with my stroke. So, as we all remember, when I had my stroke, I had to basically stop all physical activity. All exercise of any kind. No Muay Thai, no weightlifting, no nothing. They didn't want me to elevate my heart rate at all. They were worried about my blood pressure, so on and so forth. All right, fine. Then I got the green light to go back to the gym, which is great. My mental health was finally going to be back to where it should be. And I had to change my focus then. As we all know, I have been very much a power lifter for my entire lifting career, which spans about a decade. My focus changed from powerlifting to lighter exercises, lower weights, higher repetitions, so more of a bodybuilding style of exercise, which is fine. John has been trying to get me to do volume for years and finally got his wish. So anyways, that happened. Great, cool. Then I came out as trans and my focus shifted again. Because I was not born with the physique and bone structure that I currently want. I have to build it and I have to cheat it. So that means I have to restructure the way that I approach fitness to create a more feminine shape. For most cis women, that means you still do like a full body type exercise because you want to build up the whole thing, and then have a larger focus beyond your lower body, legs, glutes, that kind of thing. For me specifically, because I have incredibly broad shoulders to begin with and very narrow hips, I have to do the same thing, but to a more extreme degree. I actually neglect my upper body exercises and hyper focus on the lower body. I still do some upper body exercises, largely just to maintain the muscle mass that I have here to a degree, because as we all know, or rather as we should all know, as we age, muscle, especially for women, becomes really, really important for longevity and overall health, blood sugar management, all sorts of amazing things. So that was the second way in which my fitness journey has changed. Thirdly, I have to be a little bit more careful about my fitness now. And the reason for that is because I got my hormone levels checked a couple of months ago as part of my 3-month check-in. And what came back actually was a little surprising in that my testosterone was completely undetectable. So what that winds up meaning is that I will start losing more muscle and I will start losing more strength, which is expected. I expected all of this. But what really surprised me and my doctor was that I'm not really feeling a lot of the negative effects of having such low testosterone, because even cis women have higher testosterone levels than I do on average. The really negative things that we look out for with low testosterone is things like low energy, poor sleep, irritability, depression, mental health issues, sexual function issues, all of these negative effects that I should be experiencing, but I am not. In fact, the only real negative effect of my low testosterone level that I am feeling is that extra level of fatigue. I have maybe about 10% less energy than I did before overall. Like, I can still go to my workouts. I can still go rollerblading with Genevieve to school. I can still, go and just be an active person in general. But it takes a little bit more effort now. A little bit more internal hype. Like I have to hype myself up to do things more often. So all of these things I think contribute to my entire fitness journey. And then lastly, one of the things that trans women can do in order to create a more feminine silhouette is really manage their fat distribution. So what winds up happening with HRT and fat distribution is that estrogen is now telling fat where to go as opposed to testosterone, which means, but that only really affects new fat. So any fat that I put on will be put on in a more feminine pattern. However, it doesn't really change existing fat at all. I mean, there is a little bit of rearranging of existing fat, mostly in my face, actually. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably statistically insignificant, the amount of existing fat that gets moved around. So, in order to kind of cheat this, there is a tactic that is really common in bodybuilding, in fitness community in general, which is just weight cycling, right? More commonly known as bulking and cutting. So what I have to do in order to kind of cheat my biology is I have to lose a bunch of weight, which means that now that I am on estrogen, that means that I will start losing more fat from the places that are more traditionally kept in male patterns, like visceral fat around my shoulders and my arms, and upper body in general, and not so much with the lower body. And then once we've lost a lot of that fat, then we regain it. And then we purposely bulk up and eat at a surplus so that we start to put fat where we want it. And that is the process that I'm currently in. And surprisingly, like, this has been really difficult for me to really get my diet dialed in, because again, the other side of hormonal issues, or on the other side of hormonal changes, is that the way that I lose weight changes. I don't have testosterone anymore. Literally, I don't. So I can't bank on the benefits of testosterone to lose muscle. So I have to be really hyper vigilant and diligent and disciplined in my diet, which I have not been at all. It's only really in the last 3 days that I've actually really dialed in my diet. And by dialed in my diet, I mean stopped eating at like 11 o'clock at night. Even if I stayed under my calories for the day, I would still get bloated in the morning. I would still have a bunch of water weight. And that's why I dropped 4 pounds in 2 days after stopping to eat after 8 p.m. So, to recap, stroke made me switch from powerlifting to bodybuilding. Transition has made me shift my bodybuilding plan slightly from an overall bodybuilding perspective to a feminizing routine of really focusing on the lower body, pretty much ignoring the upper body. And then lastly, really kind of managing my energy levels and diet in order to create a more feminine silhouette. So I hope that answers everything, Kat. It was a great question. I really enjoyed talking about it. As always, ask me anything you want. I might answer it, I might not. So far, no one's ever asked me a question that I don't feel comfortable asking. So, all of that being said, thanks for watching, and hopefully this will get posted pretty quick. Bye everyone, see you next time.